Okay. Hello, everyone. To be honest, I wanted to brainstorm something and I thought, why not just turn that into an episode? So, what is experiencing existence? What's a starting example? We can say a self experiences the existence of either itself, world, or others. So what this means is that the answer to the question, what is experiencing existence, it has to do with the kind of limitation we put for its context. So, for me in this life, I have found three. This is something that I've written about, talked about before. Pretty much self, others, which equals species, and then world. What is experiencing existence? A void being cannot experience existence. A singular being cannot experience existence because it is being all existence. That means there's in an individual context, there is nobody to experience the existence. Then we come to duality, and in duality there is existence. And then we have the notion of infinity. To continue what I'm saying, is simply this idea that what is experiencing existence. I've heard of the approach of, there's an experiencer, and then there is the experienced. And then you have existence and non-existence, right? So what that means is, I don't have my notepad here, but if you could draw like a giant plus sign. The horizontal line is like we have existence, and then we have non-existence. And the vertical line, we have the experiencer, and we have the experienced. So what I mean is that it's kind of like there's four ways. Four ways we can perceive. So the human point being is like a central point, and there's like a vertical and a horizontal dimension intersecting it. In the horizontal dimension, we have the duality of existence and non-existence. And in the vertical dimension, we have the duality of the experiencer and the experienced. So what does this mean? This means that consciousness is appearing as a self in a world. And then this self is asking itself the question, what's going to happen to me, and then what's going to happen to the world. So the experiencer is concerned about the experience. So the experiencer realizes it can either be endless, like it could identify with existence, or it could identify with non-existence. So right now, the human experience, it's like you're an experiencer of life. You're like this, let's say for now, like a self, like an experiencer. And now what do? We wonder, are we gonna die? Are we eternal? Are we temporary? Are we gonna die? Are we gonna live forever? Like both of these ideas. And when it comes to the experienced, that means what's gonna happen to the world. Do you understand? It's not just our body that is dying when our consciousness meets that door, that final door. If we weren't temporary beings, I could totally understand the idea of home, like having a sense of home. But because we're temporary beings, it's like consciousness is traveling through a biological experience for a certain time, right? And if you're a creature born in a civilization, a human species, it's like there's many pilots. You're being piloted by factors internally and also being piloted by factors externally. I believe they call this epistemology. What does epistemology refer to? Epistemology, sorry, not epistemology. Is it epistemology? No. sorry guys, I forget the term, but pretty much you're being identified, you're being considered as your genetics, and then it's like the genetics, what's in from internally influencing you and what's externally influencing you. For example, the outer realms, my external experience of life is influencing and inspiring my internal experience of life. But strangely, without the internal experiencer, we don't know what sort of external existence there is, right? Like, you know, to me, even though we take it for granted, but just like for a moment when you close your eyes, it's as if, yo, where did everything go? Is life simple? Or is it complex? You know what's fascinating? Whatever the human being is, it's doing its own unique thing. Right now, I'm sitting at a Starbucks parking lot using the Wi-Fi to give this talk. I'm looking at all the cars in the drive-thru. And for a moment, it's as if it's all just a role. Do you understand? To be human is like to play a certain part in manifestation. There's so many ways that human beings are being human that, you know, in appearance there is such a thing as humanity. That means just because you're born as a human being doesn't mean you're a human being. Just because you exist in the human form doesn't mean you can behave like when it comes to existence, we're like, yeah, there's human existence. But when it comes to experience, we're like, yo, there's humanized and dehumanized experience. So when we look at the sentence here, we're getting somewhere. When we look at the sentence, what is experiencing existence? So the first answer, if we say human as an answer to this question, the human is coming after the experience. So we are experiencing. So it's like the way we know we're human is that unknown experience of human existence then acceptance of human shape. So what is going on is that we should entertain that the mind is equals non-human, so the mind is not human. Okay, here, I'll say it this way. If the mind